It is currently 8:37 a.m. I just want to make sure I document the Los Angeles Police Department or the state of California is sounding helicopter activity. That's the entity that is monitoring ongoing documentation. In addition, that's the intent to engage in the pattern of conduct with the criminal purpose of obstructing justice and intimidating and threatening your life further while they're monitoring documentation. So I am on the communication device. I'm on the computer. I'm on the internet. They're monitoring, knowing exactly what I'm screenshotting, what I'm uploading onto my phone, and also what I'm capturing with regard to Access, which is a public entity. It's LA County. The 9 members of Chambers of Commerce, including the mayor of Los Angeles, they are implicated with regard to the entity arriving, engaging in the demonic and criminal pattern of conduct today under the light source, amongst engineered light, engaging in that act of terrorism, all of those hallmarks present under the light source that's over me. And I want to be clear, the driver is going to federal prison. The aged passengers, they are also subject to federal prison. I want to be clear. You're not making an exception because they appear with a face mask on and they're bent over on a cane. Let me understand what is malice, okay? And where the exact same criminal system is underway, targeting the life of another American citizen. That's how a corrupt government operates. And you are not being distracted when you're looking at the exact identical pattern of conduct. That driver is going to federal prison, though. And that's speaking to what is enhanced time in federal prison while the entity seeks to threaten me while I'm documenting, which is corroborating also. Not that I need it. I don't need it. But the entity's pattern of conduct is to engage in threatening act conduct while you're documenting the people of the state and those that are malicious actors with that government. The state is clearly stalking in helicopters and police, fire, and ambulance vehicles. The entity is maliciously stalking in concert with the people of the state who use commercial means, which I want to be clear, Access is again affiliated with the state. This is local government. This is LA County. That's going to be prosecuted as the state acting directly, as opposed to vicariously, such as Ryder coming on and engaging in the identical pattern of conduct. And you're going to hold up the video in federal court of what a commercial actor was doing, driving a vehicle under the light source. So you're going to look at the video where the state is acting directly with a Access vehicle. Nothing other than logos are different, and the identical impossibility of engineer light, the identical impossibility that the sun is anywhere near Alvarado Gardens at any time of day, at any time of year. Okay. It is currently 8:39 a.m. That's capturing what is the ongoing enhancement to time in federal prison. That driver of that vehicle posing an impermissible threat, threatening that the entity that is, again, very, very psychotic. Okay. Because you're not talking about what is normal, like weird audacity. You're a criminal and a stalker and a sex offender. So what are you being audacious about? That's a threat to your life. And it's a demon that is engaging and threatening you. And you're looking at him smiling. This is a demon. They're under the light source and engineered light. It's all audible activity. Good morning. All of it is accomplishing monitoring. While that same entity is stalking, engaging in surveillance by helicopter, you are understanding the malice of a demon-possessed entity. You look right through the substance and you look right past the surface and get right to the substance. Everybody at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison. You saw in video what was the entity coming onto the grounds to engage in the system together. They come onto the property, which is a crime scene, to participate in that criminal system. They live on the property, systematically engaging in and criminally facilitating that system on a 24-hour basis. All 59 units, just like you saw Access confirmed today, coming onto the ground and engaging on that identical and impossible pattern of conduct. It's impossible that sunlight is ricocheting off your car. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. It's the work of the demon possessed who are placing you under surveillance, whose criminal system is exposed, and then they continue to do it. That is speaking to what are mental examinations. All 59 units are going to federal prison while I capture that pattern of conduct, by the way. They're all inside of their apartments or engaging in surveillance, sitting in their vehicles, waiting to cross path. All right. In doing so with the entity that came onto the grounds, engaging in the sex offense. That demon was using that vehicle as a means of audible activity while I am walking out of my apartment. That's the not an ongoing coincidence in the specific environment. That is the sex offense where you're subject to 24-hour surveillance. So I want to document. It's 8:41 a.m. and the entity is sounding helicopter activity while I'm documenting. And this is relevant to all. I want you to look at those images. Like I said, the federal government is not going to have a problem identifying. You know exactly who these people are, but I want to go to the distance because my documentation is evidence, and it's also going to be a matter of public information. Everything that was gathered against the entity that sought to threaten my life, to literally take my life. There is no other purpose that you are reasonably placing an American citizen under surveillance, but for the criminal intent to maliciously do away with and discard that American citizen. And this is what a government sought to do. This is what it's not going to happen. And I'm going to make sure that I prosecute, and it's informing federal policy, because this is what is happening to people in this country. And then again, you're told the corrupt law enforcement agencies show up at the scene of the crime. All right. Well, everybody is engaged in the pattern of conduct, but you have the entity acting directly, the news anchor that arrives, engaging in what is providing you a narrative that's corroborated by the people of the state who are giving you some false narrative about what happened to the targeted individual. If anyone is even claiming and providing a narrative, oftentimes saying, oh, there's no evidence and we don't know anything about what happened. But all we know is that the targeted individual might have been quote unquote suicidal, or the targeted individual was suffering from some mental capacity out of the mouths of the people of the state who are blood related to them. You're understanding the danger that an American citizen is subject to. Yes, I do go to the extent you need to know who are the 9 chair members of you need to know that it's the LA County mayor that's affiliated with the county that's coming on and engaging in the state system. And I want to let you know right now, they know that. Access is not acting like some anomaly. I am letting you know about what is a massive system of public corruption. The mayor is aware of what the state of California is doing. The mayor knows what the Los Angeles Police Department is doing. All right. The entity is engaged. There is no exception. OK, this is not something that's happening in a bubble. And I just happen to capture the pattern of conduct everywhere that I am going. That's not the case. It's not the case at all. And it's not reasonable to even assume that. Now, when you're prosecuting, you need facts and evidence. It's not just about what you know. It's not about what is a reasonable assumption. Actually, sometimes there are grounds for reasonableness when you're engaging in analysis. But nonetheless, the bottom line is, fundamentally speaking, it's what you can prove. And this is established. The pattern of conduct is already established. And the entire state of California is documented engaging in a pattern of conduct. And that's by virtue of the nature of the evidence. This demonic imitation of the natural environment, that is speaking to a mass system that's underway. And it's entirely demonic. And you are literally looking at the public entity coming onto the grounds. You are literally witnessing the public entity that's acting through demon-possessed and corrupt law enforcement agencies, stalking and terrorizing in that environment in identical manners. Literally. That's the P.O.C. And so I want you to see the names of the members, the board members. I want you to see the name of the mayor, because they are inextricably linked. They're not separate and they're not ignorant. Okay. It is currently 8:44 a.m. That is speaking to what is enhancement in federal prison. That access driver, I captured his image. He's going to federal prison. Period. Okay. And the those that are documented crossing path, engaging in that same exact impossible light that access mimicked while they drove out. Those are demons that are pacing in and out, outwardly conducting themselves and this is how the secret society operates. But there's no persuasive appearance of that. It is blatant demonic activity in your face, which you're understanding what it looks like now, what it acts like. And you're also understanding where it's occurring. All right. And that under no circumstances does light ricochet off of vehicles onto buildings. That's the pattern of conduct of what is a demon in your path with engineered light. That's what demons want to do. They want to pace all around you, and they like to do this with light. They're monitoring you. Okay, this is demon possession that is stalking you on an ongoing basis. That's what federal group stalking and monitoring is, and it's criminal surveillance. All right, it is currently 8:45 a.m. I want you to see the light source. Here it is right here. Nowhere near the city of Ontario, like I documented on April 15th, 2022. And I'm also going to upload video, because I'm going to specifically make an example out of the entity that engaged in the sex offense today, engaged in the ongoing show of what is a psychopath, the threat that LA County is, that's the state, coming onto the grounds and acting in concert with an entity that is fully exposed, and they know that they're exposed, and they continue to pose that threat. All right, and it will result in people going to federal prison, including that driver, but it's going to reverberate beyond that driver. This is P.O.C.